My dear students, in today's session, we will be doing the dissection of the kidneys. This is the goat kidney, which is equivalent to the human kidneys. Now, in today's session, we will be studying about the external features of the kidney, as well as we will be doing the dissection of the kidney, and we'll be studying the internal parts of the kidney. This organ, that is kidney, it is the main excretory organ through which the urine is getting formed. Now this particular kidney, it is 10 to 12 centimeters long, 5 to 7 centimeters wide, and 2 to 3 centimeters in thickness. It is going to weigh about 120 to 170 grams in an adult male and about 120 to 135 grams in an adult female. This kidney is present in the back side, or the you can say it is against the back wall of the abdominal cavity just below the diaphragm. One of the either side opposite to the last thoracic and the first three lumbar vertebrae. The lower two pairs of ribs protect the kidneys. The kidneys are directly resting against the abdominal muscles and they are covered by a peritoneum on the front side only. Thus, these kidneys are also called as retroperitoneal, that is, they are lying behind the peritoneum. Their position is slightly asymmetrical, the left kidney being a little higher than the right kidney. The left kidney is also slightly larger than the right one. On the medial side, each kidney has a concavity and it is called as the hilus. So right now this particular kidney is covered with a white tissue. This is the fatty tissue, or this is also called as an adipose tissue. This adipose tissue is going to protect the kidneys against the mechanical injuries. Over here inside this side, this particular concavity is called as the hilus. Once I start dissecting the kidney, you will be able to see the inner structure. I will be removing the outside covering, that is this white tissue, and then you will be able to see a dark red color structure which I stated as an external feature. Blood vessels, that is the lymph vessels, nerves, ureters enter and leave through the hilus, that is this position. That is this position over here. The kidneys are metanephric in mammals, though these kidneys are metanephric. Now we'll start dissecting the kidney. We'll see what are the different parts of the kidneys. Use a clean blade and start opening the outermost layer of the kidney, that is the adipose tissue. So this is the adipose tissue, this white color portion. So this is going to protect the kidneys against the mechanical injuries. You can also use the scalpel to cut open the outer covering. This way. Slowly remove the adipose tissue so that the kidneys can be exposed off and we can actually study the internal structure of the kidneys. You can use your bare hands to remove the adipose tissue once you have done an incision and start removing the adipose tissue. This way. So slowly I have removed the entire adipose tissue. Now this particular point of attachment over here, this where I am pointing the needle, this particular position or this particular concave structure of the kidneys is called as the hilus, from where the ureters, blood vessels and nerves enter and leave the kidney. So my dear students, this is the area. This particular structure, these are the ureters. When I got the kidneys, these particular kidneys are not of human beings, these are of goat, which are similar in structure as that of the human kidneys. Now when I got these kidneys, these ureters were chopped off, and this is the only remaining portion over here which has entered inside the kidney through the hilus over here. So this is the external covering which is protecting the kidneys against the mechanical injuries. Now once I detach this, now I have removed the entire adipose tissue, that is the fat tissues. Now over here I can see still the kidneys are having a small white color membrane. Now this particular membrane is called as the capsule of the kidney, which is white, which is made up of white fibrous tissue. Outside the capsule there was a layer of this fat, and this was called as the adipose capsule, which was followed by this fibrous membrane, and this fibrous membrane is called as the renal fascia. Now the fibrous capsule, adipose capsule and the renal fascia are protective coats of the kidney. The adipose tissue forms a shock absorbing cushion, and the renal fascia fixes the kidney to the abdominal wall. So the renal fascia helps in keeping the kidneys attached to the abdominal wall. Now the nephrons are coiled in the outer region of kidney. Now these nephrons you cannot see by the naked eyes, these are present inside the kidneys. So now again we will have to cut open the remaining layers of the kidney. So again we will be using the blade, and now I am just opening the fibrous connective tissue and exposing the inner side of the kidney. See, now I have opened up the entire protective layers. Still, so this is the adipose tissue, this particularly this one, this is the fibrous connective tissue and the inner layer to the adipose tissue. See, still the ureters are intact inside the hilus. You can see the hilus over here. Now this is the dark red color structure which I was talking about when I started the dissection. So this is the structure of the kidney, which is highly bean shaped. Now we will be doing the LS, or that is the longitudinal section. We will be seeing how the kidneys are internally, or which are the other parts of the kidney which are present internally. With the help of a blade, now I am cutting the kidneys laterally. Now I have taken the longitudinal section of the kidneys. Now inner to the inner side, this particular layers, this particular layer is called as the cortex. This cortex is the outer layer of the kidneys just inside to the capsule. Now inner to the capsule you will find cortex, this particular region, and the innermost layer is called as the medulla. Now this is the medulla. Now this medulla will consist of, or the medulla is subdivided into 15 to 16 conical masses or the conical structures called as the renal pyramids. You can see in the video itself. I will bring this close to the camera. These are the renal pyramids, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on and so forth. So there will be 15 to 16 conical shaped structures called as the renal pyramids. Each of them will be having a broad base. So this is the broad base over here, and they will have a narrow apex or the narrow end. Now this narrow end is called as the renal papilla, which is towards the pelvis. So this region is the pelvis, this region is the hilus. So see, these are the pyramids, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on and so forth. These are having the broad base and the narrow end or the apex, which is towards the renal papilla, this region, and this is close to the hilus. Now each renal papilla is going to project into a narrow cavity called as the minor calyx. So these, each and every renal pyramids from here, from this side also, it is going to form a minor cavity or a small cavity called as the minor calyx over here. It is going to result into a major calyx, this entire region, and this entire major calyx gets connected to the ureters, so that whatever the urine that is getting formed inside the kidneys will be projected out through the ureters, and these ureters will be connected to the urinary bladder. The major calyx are going to open into a wide funnel-like structure called the pelvis, this area, and then between the pyramids and the cortex extends into the medulla region, and these columns are called as the columns of Bertini. Now these particular columns, if you can see that there are columns in between the two pyramids. See over here, this particular column, this particular column. So these columns are called as the columns of Bertini, and the nephrons are present inside the each and every renal pyramid. So in this particular dissection, we studied the external features, what are the external coverings inside the over the kidney, what is the function of that is the adipose tissue, then the fibrous capsule. So they are doing the function, that is protection against the mechanical shocks. Then we studied the external features, that is the size and shape, the position of the kidney. Then we did the dissection of the kidney. When we cut open the kidney, we found out that on the outer region or the outermost region of the kidney is called as the cortex, where I am pointing the needle. Then the innermost region is called as the medulla. Inside the medulla there are 15 to 16 conical shaped structures called as the renal pyramids. Now these renal pyramids, the narrow ends will get connected to form a region called as the renal papilla towards the pelvis. The region between the two pyramids or the columns is called as the columns of Bertini. Now these columns of Bertini are present between the two pyramids. All the renal pyramids join together to form a minor calyx. These minor calyxes will form a funnel-like structure just above the renal pelvis called as the major calyx. The urine whatever is getting formed through the process, that is ultrafiltration, selective reabsorption, and tubular secretion, will be projected towards the minor calyx, from the minor calyx to the major calyx, and from the major calyx it will go into the renal pelvis, and from the renal pelvis to the ureters, these white color tube-like structures. Now these ureters are connected to the urinary bladder, and this is how the urine gets transported through the kidneys till the urinary bladder. The functional and structural unit of kidney through which the urine is getting formed is the nephron. These nephrons are present in the medulla region of the kidneys. The major part is present in the medulla region of the kidney, and some small extensions are present inside the cortex. That is, the Bowman's capsule and proximal convoluted tubule is present in the cortex, whereas the major part of the nephron is present in the medulla region. So this is how we can study the longitudinal section of the kidney. Hope you have understood all the parts of the kidney which are present in the longitudinal section, and if you have any doubts, you can also write in the comment box, or you can directly ask me about the your doubts and get it cleared. Also, not only the ureters are getting in and coming out from the kidneys, that is from the hilus region, but also there are blood vessels. Now these blood vessels are the renal artery and the renal vein, which is getting connected to the kidneys from this particular area, that is the hilus. So this is the dissection of the kidney. I will just display it in the plate, and you can observe the entire structure of the kidneys. So over here, this is the adipose tissue, this is the fibrous tissue, this, and this is the main structure of the kidney. This. Thank you. Now we will see, after the dissection of the kidney, now we will see what are the different parts of the kidneys based on the diagram. I am going to use the same diagram from the dissection, and we will be labeling all the parts of the kidney based on the diagram, or you can say the photograph. Now this is the external structure of the kidney, which is a dark red colored bean shaped kidney. Onto the right side you will find there is a concave structure which is called as the hilus, which is also an point for entry and exit of the ureter and the blood vessels, that is the renal artery and the renal vein. After that, I had cut open the kidneys, that is the kidney, into a longitudinal section. Now I have done the labeling, that is the white tissue, which is the fibrous tissue. Now that is the capsule. Then the major part of the kidney was the adipose tissue, that is the entire dark yellowish white color. Then after that I have done the other labelings as the renal pyramids, which were having the broad base and a narrow tip, or you can say the apex. Then the minor calyx and the ureter. The next diagram will clear all your doubts regarding the labelings. Now this particular diagram, after exposing the inner parts of the kidney, that is the by taking the LS of the human kidney, you will find the outermost layer as the capsule. The inner to capsule is the cortex. Then in the innermost region of the kidney is called as the medulla. The renal pyramids, which are having a broad base and a narrow apex. The space between the two pyramids is called as the columns of Bertini. The lower end of the, or you can say the narrow apex of the kidney, is called as the minor calyx. The minor calyx leads to the major calyx, and from the major calyx it is going to lead to the renal pelvis, and renal pelvis is going to lead to the ureters. Also there will be a presence of hilus onto the inner side, which is a little bit concave. So if there were any doubts after watching the video, for the same reason I have prepared a small video based on the PowerPoint presentation, and I have used the same photos from the dissection to clear all your doubts. Thank you.